had a wonderful stay at Mountain Home Cabin, which is a hostel run by Scott and Lisa Jenkins. Scott's a former thru hiker, great guy. And I'm walking now back to the trailhead. It's just a quarter mile from his beautiful historic home, which is turning into a bed and breakfast. I would love to return one day and see how that turns out. It's absolutely stunning. He hosts hikers in the cabin, which was former slave quarters. It's a lot of history around these parts, and Civil War stories are very much alive. You can feel it. It's like breathing history here in Virginia, and that's what my experience anyway. But I'm heading to the trail. Looks like a sign up here says 500 more feet. Back on the AT, and I'm heading to Harper's Ferry. Ooh, big truck. I shall assume this is my trail. Make sure I'm going north. AT north. Back into the woods I go. Well, it's very generous of the trail to greet me with a beautiful carpet of pine. It's soft and flat. I'm sure that it's a joke. This is not the norm, but it smells divine, and it's a good way to get my day started by stretching my legs and walking on a blanket.
To be a wanderer, to be a wanderer, and to go home.
What are the chances? Ah, yay. I was thinking I had to get through, but I have a little. Oh, but it does lead over to the. Maybe I do have a problem. It's still clumsy. I think I'm gonna be better. No, I'm gonna be better off to go down on the rocks. This could be entertaining for you if I dared to hold my camera while I did this. There is a waterproof case. I can do it. Ooh, wiggly rocks. Wiggly, wiggly. Look at that, even the big one's moving. I can do this. I will put the phone away. That was successful. And I have dry feet. I think that we all knew that that blanketed pine cone trail was not going to last forever. Back to the reality that is the treacherous Appalachian Trail. Seriously, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. It is hot, but it's not so humid as it has been, which is a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sweating, but it's not like it was the last few days. So it's all good.
When my heart shuts down, I don't speak.
So far today is up there on one of my favorite hikes. Partly because it hasn't been real strenuous, so I will admit that. I did catch my breath and sweat some coming uphill just a while ago, but the terrain is good. Even with the rocks, it's just for a few minutes and then it flattens out a bit. But anyway, it's pretty. I think it's prettier than the Shenandoahs. I have to be honest, I'm not a big fan of this section in the Shenandoahs. There were very few views. Once in a while, I could get a clearing and have a nice view, but as a general rule, excuse me, it wasn't until I got down to the gaps and crossed the road, Skyline Drive, that I could see a beautiful vista. So I wasn't real impressed. The trail itself, you know, and the scenery, meh. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. But here, you know, I'm just outside of Front Royal, heading to Harper's Ferry. The weather's decent, and It smells beautiful, and the colors are more vibrant. I don't know. I just like it here. It's a good day. I'm revived. I really needed that day at the hostel at Mountain Home. It was just what I needed. I think part of what helped being at Mountain Home was having the opportunity to talk with Scott, who's a former thru hiker, and last week in Luray with Pittsburgh, who's a former thru hiker. I so appreciate the encouragement and words of support by all y'all who are tuning in to watch my journey. There is something unique, though, about sitting and talking with someone who's been there and done that. There's so much to this. It's not just sore legs. It's not just fractured feet and being hot and sweaty and all that. People who have gone through this for hundreds of miles, day after day after day, get it. The mental aspect. So it was very helpful to talk with Scott. He got into my head, and when I explain things, he gets it. So, and other thru hikers as well. So I just feel revived, and I so appreciate the generosity of people who have gone through this ordeal and are willing to reach out and support those who are going through it right now. It's a unique perspective. Sometimes tough love, and sometimes just an open ear, and oftentimes words of wisdom, and just to hear some of the stories of what they've gone through and what they went through on their hike is encouraging. So yeah, that's about what I have to say on that. Whew, I'm heading to Molly and Jim and Molly shelter, whatever, to have some lunch, and then see if I'm going to continue on to the next shelter. I'll weigh in and evaluate when I get there. Probably. I'll probably move on. I wish this terrain was after lunch. I'm just trying to get to the shelter to eat something. It's gonna slow me down, and I'm starving.
When my heart shuts down, I don't speak.
There's my destination. Jim and Molly Denton Shelter. Lunchtime.
Beneath my feet, one word more, they become craters. One word more, they become craters. Oh, the wind in my head, it sings my song. To be a wanderer.
Got a little pavilion with a picnic table. That's something nice and new. And a pit, a barbecue pit. Whoa, and chairs. This is cool. Oh, if it wasn't so early, I'd stay here today. Check this out. Wow. That's pretty awesome. This is awesomer. This is like a house. What? A real chair? Oh, wish I was staying tonight. Horseshoes. Wow. Could get spoiled here. Lunchtime. Oh my goodness, there's a shower too. I guess it's a sun shower, somebody just told me. There it is, way down there. This is like the Ritz. It's really a shame that I'm not stopping here for the night. I have another 5 miles to go. As tempting as this is, gotta keep going, moving toward Harper's Ferry.
It sings my soul, to be a wanderer, to be a wanderer, and to go home. shuts down.
I'm having that same feeling I had a few days ago, where I'm overheated. I'm sweating like crazy. There was just a patch of uphill in the sun, and I feel nauseous. I felt like I was gonna fall down. I got lightheaded. Oh, so I stopped, obviously. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I've been guzzling water, and I'll refill at the next water source. I think some of it, maybe because I'm panting, and maybe I'm hyperventilating a little bit, and the uphills, and with the heat and the humidity, it doesn't help, but I'm queasy again. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I think it's, I don't know, 3 miles, maybe 3.5 miles to the shelter. It's not a hard day. That uphill just got me though, and it was all in the sun. Whew. Fun times.
Tears were shed. Memories.
Alright, I got moving again. It's still a big uphill. A fair amount to go. At least I'm in the shade right now, but I don't feel well at all. I still feel nauseous. I have a headache. I'm gonna take some Tylenol, but that doesn't fix the heat. When I was at that shelter, Jim and Molly shelter, they had a thermostat in the pavilion under the picnic table, and it said it was about 82 degrees. And that was, that was sitting in the shade under the pavilion, so maybe it's a couple degrees warmer outside. But, you know, I'm climbing. So I'm going really, really slow. I have time. I was originally, today's pace, I was going about 2.2 miles an hour. And now I'm probably going a half a mile an hour. I was gonna get to the next shelter about 6:15. As long as I get there before dark, it's okay. Oh, sorry, I feel better.
Oh, the wind in my hair.
Boy,
It
does
seems
this look delicious. But I would want to be 10,000% sure that those are edible before I even touch them. Oh. They look delicious though.
to be a wanderer.
I'm back in the sun, but right now I'm not going uphill. Although I do have a big climb. It's not huge, but for the way I'm feeling, it's going to be a big climb. I would sit right there, but it's right in the broad sun. Oh, God. Oh, why can't I just feel better, strong, and energetic? Why? It's discouraging.
When my heart shuts down, I don't speak.
Well, this is going to take longer than I hoped. This is my trail. Hey, it's going to take me a while.
Beneath my feet, one word more, they become craters. One word more, they become craters. Oh, the wind in my head, it sings my song.
It's been about a half hour, 45 minutes of this rocky terrain. I will say that these new shoes seem to be much sturdier. The sole itself is thicker, so it's protecting the soles of my feet. They feel a little bit better. Hopefully, especially that right foot might fare better with these shoes, so that's a positive. I'm still feeling crappy. This is all downhill. I've just come from up there on this rocky terrain. I'm not sure how much farther. I could look at my Guthooks app, but right now I just want to keep walking and get to some place where there's people and a water source, and I can just take off my shoes and lie down, and so I can get over this nausea.
Oh, the wind in my head, it sings my song, sings my song, to be a wanderer and to go home. Oh, the wind in my head, it sings my song, sings my song, to be a wanderer, to be a wanderer and to go home.
This would be a good place to refill on water. We're not far from the shelter mileage-wise, but it's a straight uphill, so I think it would be wise to fill up considering how I'm feeling. Also, it turns out it's a good place to take a 5-minute break. It's really kind of pretty. The creek down there, sitting on a little bridge. Just 5 minutes, as I gotta go up, 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 up. Oh, my tootsies. Oh, that sideways motion. Ow, ow, ow. Oh. It's kind of a good hurt to do that. It's kind of pretty.
To be a wanderer and to go home.
Well, that was totally not clear. I came out onto the road and had crossed the highway. The only information I had was leading to the parking lot, it's Manassas Gap. So as I was looking at Guthooks standing in the middle of this side road here, going under a highway, a man in the parking lot rolled his window down and said, "Are you looking for the rest of the trail?" I said, "Yeah." So he told me to go this way, but there's no white blazes and that's not nice. But I should find it right up here on the right. I suppose that could be a white blaze, which it is, because I was just told to turn here, but it looks more like a bird turd. That's not an official looking blaze. Where are you, Appalachian Trail? Aha! I see the sign. That was definitely one of the more confusing areas that I've seen so far. But I'm here.
'Cause behind the muffled beating I am weak. The earth is ripped with cracks beneath my feet. One word more than
After crossing the under the underpass and finding the entrance to the Appalachian Trail, no sooner did I shut the camera off, and right behind the AT sign was a picnic table with a few people and a man giving out trail magic. So he had donuts and some peaches, and I don't know if there was anything else, but there were 3 people that had passed me earlier on the trail that were there. And so we visited for a bit, and I think one is heading to the same shelter as me, and the other 2 are going on to the next shelter, which is, I think, another 5 miles after that, or 4 miles, I don't know. I think I have about 1.5 miles. It should get me there about 7:30, and that gives me an extra hour of daylight. As long as I get there before dark, that's all I really care about. I'm walking slow. I feel a lot better, but I don't know. No, I don't feel a lot better. I feel a little better. I still feel queasy, and I'm hot and sweaty, so I just want to stop for the night. Whew.
way to new beginnings, making way to new beginnings. Oh, the wind in my head, it sings my song, sings my song, to be a wanderer.
Look, Bridget, fairy wall. A fairy wall. I love when I see something random. That makes me think of you or Brad. So now I'm thinking of you, and I just want to say I love you. Like a wicked lot. Oh, Mom's tired. Mom is tired today. Yay! No more climbing for today. A half mile till the shelter. Ow! I'm okay. Half mile of rocks. So it should take me about 15 minutes, maybe longer, because the rocks. I'll show you. So I have to go slowly. So that might take longer than 15 minutes. But what I'm looking forward to most is sleeping on my brand new air mattress that doesn't leak. The last time I slept on the air mattress, I had to blow it up, well, the last few times, 4 times a night. So that wasn't fun. And this one is supposed to be like 3.5 inches thick once it's inflated, so I'm excited. Oh, and I think about 5 inches wider, and I'm a side sleeper, so I expect to sleep like, not like a baby, because babies wake up and cry a lot. I expect to sleep well tonight. All right, let me deal with this terrain. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Manassas Gap Shelter. Thank you, Lord Jesus in heaven above. The first half of today was a walk in the park. It was lovely and fairly easy. The second part of the day wasn't as easy. I didn't put my feet up. I think regardless if there's the room in the actual shelter, I think I'll set up my tent. Sometimes I just like to zip it up around me and have my privacy on my new air mattress. Where is it? Another 7 miles up this path. No, it's probably right here. Just set up my tent outside the shelter. I'll take video later or in the morning to show you the setup. It's interesting, but my tent is crooked. There was no level space, so I'm slightly askew this way. So I'll have to prop up my air mattress with some clothes, just stick it under one side of my air mattress. And I believe I'll have to put my head down the other end. That part might be level, but it's definitely crooked side to side, so I'll have to improvise. So it's time to unpack this bag and retire. Here's the sound from my tent. This is the morning songs.